Dante remained for a short time mute and motionless. At length he said, "Then you'll abandon all hope of escape. I perceive it as an utter impossibility, and I consider it impious to attempt that which the Almighty evidently does not approve. Nay, be not discouraged. Would it not be expecting too much to hope to succeed at your first attempt? Why not try and find an opening in another direction from that which has been so unfortunately failed? Alas, it shows how little notion you can have of all that it has cost me to effect the purpose so unexpectedly frustrated, that you talk of beginning over again. In the first place, I was 4 years in the making the tools I possess, and have been 2 years escaping and digging out the earth, hard as granite itself. Then what toil and fatigue has it not been to remove huge stones I should once have deemed impossible to loosen? Whole days have I passed in these titanic efforts, considering my labor well repaid, if, by nighttime, I had contrived to carry away a square inch of this hard-bound cement, changed by ages into a substance unyielding as the stones themselves. Then, to conceal the mass of earth and rubbish I dug up, I was compelled to break through a staircase, and throw the fruits of my labor into the hollow part of it. But the well is now so completely choked up that I scarcely think it would be possible to add another handful of dust without leading to discovery. Consider also that I fully believed I had accomplished the end and aim of my undertaking, for which I had so exactly husbanded my strength as to make it just hold out to the termination of my enterprise. And now, at the moment when I reckoned upon my success, my hopes are forever dashed from me. No, I repeat again, that nothing shall induce me to renew attempts evidently at variance with the Almighty's pleasure." Dante held down his head, that the other might not see how joy at the thought of having a companion outweighed the sympathy he felt for the failure of the Abbé's plans. Well, that answers the question of how long the Abbé has actually been working on this, and man, you have to have a fixed mind, and I guess the ambition that we talked about last episode in order to actually achieve this, talking about how long it took just to make the tools you needed in order to accomplish the task ahead of you. And then, actually, I was a little surprised that it took him longer to make the tools than it did to dig. But all the mental, I guess not labor, but just the resilience of your fixed plan, your fixed idea of escaping, you need to hold that so deeply in your brain so as to, give you the ambition, the willpower to see it through, to keep you going, to not let it drive you mad, when I think so many people would be driven mad. And now, he's giving up. Dante is trying to, give him a little hope now. Tables have turned, haven't they? Where he is so overjoyed at having someone else to talk to, and to be honest, so am I, that he's trying to instill a little bit why not just you're here, you made it somewhere. Now there's two of us. Why don't we, renew our efforts and go in a different direction? We'll figure it out. I mean, with two people, especially one that's a little bit younger and a little brawnier, maybe it won't take 2 years to dig. You ever think about that, Abbé? I don't think you have. This is how I would act if I was Dante in the prison with him. Just really prodding him. This is another interpretation issue where I can't tell if the Abbé actually is completely defeated. Everything that I'm reading, about his ambition and drive and grandiose ways of thinking doesn't indicate that he would give up so easily. I mean, even after the 6 years it's taken to get to this place, it seems like, as we said in another episode, just you need a breather. Just go take a little nap, have a good night's rest, and then when you wake up in the morning, maybe you're going to feel a little bit different. That project you decided that you're never going to finish, that's not coming along the way you wanted it to, just sleep on it, take a minute away from it, and you're going to feel different about it in the morning. That's my advice to Abbé Faria here. Just take a breather. I really don't believe that he is giving up that easily. And maybe Dante picks up on that too, because that very last line, which I really liked, Dante held down his head that the other might not see the joy at the thought of having a companion outweighed the sympathy he felt for the failure of the Abbé's plans. I can't bring up anything directly, but I feel like I've been in a situation like that where not that you're taking joy in someone else's pain, but just you are aware of the situation as it's happening, and you can tell, oh, this is a memory that's forming that we're going to be talking about for a long time, even though it might be at the behest of your experience at the moment. I feel like I've been on both sides of that equation before. Things have happened to me where I'm like, God damn it, why why did this have to happen right now? But knowing that the people around me were like, yeah, but this is you're gonna look back and this is gonna be a funny moment. Anyway, I don't think they're gonna laugh and find this to be a funny moment, but I do think the Abbé will find some new energy in a couple pages. Okay, book talk. So yesterday I was telling y'all about reading Sphere by Michael Crichton. It's kind of mid Crichton in my personal opinion, maybe a little lower mid. But I've been on a sci-fi kick lately and have recently read 2001: A Space Odyssey, Arthur C. Clarke's novelization. Well, written alongside the movie, and I'm maybe it's just that the older I get, the less like swept away I get by the being immersed in the story, though the Count of Monte Cristo is doing a good job of it, where I'm more aware of how writers are trying to accomplish what they're setting out to do. And I found 2001 to be really a challenging book because it's written so clinically, but I think the style really suited what Clarke was setting out to do in kind of demonstrating what humans sacrifice for the tools they use. Is it the tools that shape the man that shapes the tools? And like, if you haven't seen the movie, if you haven't read the book, I guess spoiler alert, but I'm not going to go too deep into it. It's more that like the idea that as a robot, a computer, an AI system is becoming more sentient, more human-like, the humans have to become more robot-like in order to mitigate its emotions and just kind of navigate it, converse with it in a way that makes it not so dangerous. I mean, in this particular instance for them. Anyway, I just found that to be kind of interesting. Like, Clarke doesn't point his finger at what he's doing. And then I think that's where the book and the movie can kind of be a little alienating to some people. But there is a sense of intentionality that comes through. And I found it really fascinating. It's not a deeply psychological book, but sometimes in sci-fi you don't need that. You need high philosophy instead, and that book has it in spades. Okay, I'm gonna keep these a little bit shorter, but I'm gonna come back tomorrow with one more book chat about a book I read recently that I want to recommend to everybody. I thought it was fantastic. Until then, I will see you all here tomorrow. Okay, goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.